now for the after review, the Talking Dead, if you will. So let's sit around here and talk about the components. Why don't you start, Betrayer? Obviously, you now are going to have to wear the tag Betrayer because you've been Betrayer in 2 games.
I like the components. Everything seems, I mean, nothing's cheap. I like it. I like the look of it. Well drawn. I even like the little, everyone has their special abilities, what they are. I especially like the crossroads. Those are fun.
Yeah, somehow they seem to know exactly what we need to draw.
Yeah.
If you're a dog and moving into a hospital location and you kill a zombie there on a roll of a 3 or better.
Everything's real done.
What does that translate to the point?
I'd give it a 9. I mean, I'd give it 10. Honestly, I'd give it 10 as far as components. I like everything.
I'm going with a 10 because I've said before, number of components is almost as important as quality. And look at how many stuff you get.
Yeah.
The table is covered.
Dice.
They give you plenty of dice too. I like that.
Yeah.
You're never
Tons
short.
of dice.
Yeah.
So I'm giving it. I'm going all out on the components.
I give it a 10 also.
And plus, I do like the artwork, and I like the fact that these things are not cheap cardboard. I mean, because I'm pretty rough on them. I knock them over all the time. You can grab handfuls of them and not worry about crushing people's.
Yeah. I give it a solid 9. I like the artwork. I love the flavor text that's included in all of them. Like I said, good quality on the tokens and everything, and plenty of dice. You know, not digging around looking for extra stuff. So, only thing for me is I would like to see him give us a few more zombie standees instead of the little extra zombie markers, but you know, that's picking.
Seems like we've run out of zombies in pretty much every game we've had.
But then we die.
But then again, that's our problem, not the game's problem.
Right.
And we didn't even play it on hardcore. We were talking about playing it on hardcore. But what, Batman?
You give it Batman.
Being new to the gaming, I've been an online gamer, and I have to say, as far as this board game and the components, I'll give it a 10 because this is a lot of components. And being new to the game, there's a lot here. As far as the artwork, being a comic collector, I really like the artwork. I think it's really good. I like how the character descriptions.
Yeah, there's a lot of characters, but they're all different enough. You don't feel like they're just repeating over and over.
Yeah, you got individual personalities in here, and when you go into it, you can take on that personality while you're doing it. I really like that. It's very challenging. It's not one of those games. It's just, we breezed right through it. I mean, I like that.
Well, I was thinking, about components. We got one of the dangers you run into when you have so many components in a game like this is that it overwhelms the game and there's too much to keep track of. And there is a lot of stuff to keep track of in this game, but I think it makes you forget you're in the game. You're more really worried about food and medicine and gas and whatever else.
Because I was already thinking ahead. I was like, well, I'm gonna have to make some noise because I gotta find stuff because we're hurting here. And then I realized, I screwed up. You almost get that. You feel bad, like, oh God, I can't. This is gonna end very, very badly for all of us.
Yeah.
All right, so the theme is the next category. I think it's
theme.
We'll go back to you.
10. I like zombies.
That was easy.
This is everything I wanted, especially with the other Walking Dead games that come out. They were nothing like The Walking Dead. This one,
yeah,
you can have a betrayer,
like the governor right there.
You get exiled. It's just so much to the game that I like.
You're doing better as a betrayer. I picked you up in the beginning.
It wasn't as obvious this time.
In the beginning, I thought you might be, but then he drew away all the attention, so then I forgot all about it.
Yeah. I like the theme.
Theme, I really like the theme too. Of course, I've always liked zombies. I'm not one of these people who says it's overdone because I don't care. Give me a lot of zombies. But I'm going to give it a 9 though, because while it is another zombie game, that brings it down just a little bit, because I mean they did do something different with it with the betrayer. They added the betrayer aspect, but still, I'm going to give it a 9.
I can't argue with you too much. I'm going to give it an 8, and that is just because I am one of the ones that thinks the zombie thing is getting a little overdone. But as far as what they did with it, I think it's great. It's a ton of fun. It fits. Everything is, everything kind of pulls together and makes sense. Like Mike mentioned, we didn't even exile anybody this time. There's that whole part of the game that's available to you. But anyway, theme-wise, it all ties in perfect. It really works well. Love the crossroad cards as those come into play. So, but I am one of the ones who thinks the zombie thing is starting to get a little overplayed. So that's the only reason I wouldn't give it a stronger, but it's still pretty strong for me at 8.
As far as the artwork a minute ago, I'll give it a great 9 on it. The theme, I'm kind of with Mike over there. I love the zombie thing. I love the options, the way the interaction with it, how it pulls everybody together, and how you can all turn on somebody. I mean, I like that. You can all look at each other and you can vote somebody out. Screw you. I don't like your choices. You're gone. I love the idea of being able to come together and you can pick on somebody, and they're gone. As far as the theme, I'll give it a 9.5. 9.5. I really like this game. I look forward to playing it again.
Oh, yeah.
I do.
Yeah, that leaves gameplay. You started saying on gameplay, Mr. Betrayer.
I'm going to have to go with 10. Like I said, all the reasons.
Wow, you're just in love with this game.
Actually, I told you before, I'm not going to buy any games that you have because there's no reason for it, but I might get this one. I like the dead aspect of it.
Sleep with the little components.
It's got me. But like I said, the components, everything looks good. The artwork looks good. I like the fact that everyone's individual. They can feel like individuals.
Mm-hmm.
To get exiled, that be betrayers. You work together. Just everything just seems to fit. Different places you can go to.
Seems like a very well thought out game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel like it was always standing still.
For me, gameplay it's excellent. But I'm gonna dock it down to a 9 because there are so many. We've come across at least 1, maybe 2 rules we're still not really sure about what should happen.
That's true.
And so I think it's a little bit convoluted to the point where sometimes you're having to make calls on what you think the designer meant, but it's still for what he put into it. And so many options. The gameplay is just, I'm going to give it a 9.
I'm going to go with a 9 as well. When we do come to those rule questions, there's so much theme, there's so much that's already built into the game that you can kind of determine just by common sense probably what you need to do when you come to those rule questions. So I think it plays really, really well. I love cooperative games to begin with, so I always enjoy the teamwork aspect, even if there is a betrayer in the midst, But so, yeah, gameplay for me on this is really big because it's cooperative. When it's not your turn, you're still involved, and even if it's not your turn, and maybe you're not really worried so much about what that person's doing, but there's still a lot going on that even when you're not actively playing your characters, you're thinking about what needs to happen, and I hope that he does this, and maybe he'll have good luck on that or whatever. So you're involved the whole time, and I love that. That's one of the big reasons I like cooperative games. So I give it a 9 as well.
I think you hit on something there that the not being actively involved, even like by reading the crossroad and having to watch to see if the crossroad card comes up. You're actively participating in the game even when it's not your turn. That's a big deal to me.
I love so much about this, and I'm gonna give it an 8. And basically, the only reason I'm saying an 8 is this feels to me to be more for a person who's a little more experienced in gaming.
Right.
Being new to this, I got confused a few times and making sure, it slowed down the gameplay because I was constantly checking to make sure I got everything done I'm supposed to be doing. For the inexperienced gamer, it can be a little overwhelming, but once you get into the rhythm of it, it really starts to flow.
I think so too.
It took me, these 2 times to really get a feel of what the game is. So outside of that, I love everything about it. But as far as being an experienced gamer, that's the only thing I have going at it.
All right, that's last section is replayability.
Gee, I wonder.
How are you gonna give it there?
That's
You
10.
gonna set the curve?
No, I got a 10 because we played this 3 times now. And
Right.
every time we played it, I was excited
You're
to
the
play it.
betrayer. Oh wait, no.
Yeah.
I was not through one time, but every time we played it, I was excited to be playing it.
I gotta admit, as much as I hate giving stuff high scores all the time, that deck of cards right there,
Yeah.
and the fact you have this many choices for who you can play, I mean, you can't argue with that. That's
Even if you get killed off, you try and get you another player.
yeah, and
Keep going.
every round one of those cards could come into play and add something that you haven't seen before. And then of course there's a chance, which not every game, but there's a chance there's a betrayer that can be exiled. And if he doesn't get found out, one ending to the game. If he gets exiled,
First time we
Right.
played,
You get another
they
card.
exiled me.
right, we exiled his first round. And then, so it can
Learned
be
from my
different,
mistakes.
even though you might have the same person be the betrayer, it can still come out different.
Right.
For sure.
And I gotta give it a 10. I hate to say, I hate giving things a lot of 10s, but I have to. I can't argue with the facts.
I'm gonna shy away from a 10, only because, and normally I do like long games, but the only reason I won't give this a 10 is just because it can be kind of long, and maybe not. I don't really mind it so much, but it might be a little difficult to get 4, 5, 6 people together because it's going to be a couple hours on there. So that's the only reason I wouldn't give it a high rating. But it doesn't bother me personally. It just makes it a little harder to get to the table sometimes if people say, "Oh,
Now you know
I
they
don't
do
have
have
2 hours with me."
the scenarios. There are short versions. It has in the bottom. It says short, long, or medium. So
Gotcha.
you will know if you can choose an actual short scenario.
There you go. Well, that's all you need then, because otherwise replayability, tons of the crossroad cards, and those are really key to this game to me. And then
We still haven't gone
obviously-
through them all.
yeah, exactly. Not
yeah,
even
we
close.
haven't even touched them.
Not even close. And
I
tons
mean, we
of
have seen a
different
couple of-
characters.
We have seen some twice,
Well, that's from shuffling the deck
but yeah,
and
that's
luck
just
of the
from
draw.
traveling. But that's definitely there's a lot in there that we have not read yet. And don't forget the mature things that are easily separated out. So it
Yeah,
can
true.
you can play it with
Different age
different
groups.
age groups, and that really ups your. If you've never played it with that, you can up your replayability just by adding back those.
Yeah, so high rating for me on that as well, with a 9.
Oh, I'm definitely looking forward to playing this again. I'm just dying to become a betrayer to see how this works
It
out.
is fun.
You know,
I just want to play
The-
the slightly deranged mall Santa again. I mean,
you know, I got the when we come across that graybeard, I like that. And I was like, oh, I get to thinking, what if I went ahead and took him? Where would this all went? You
We'd
know?
still be dead.
Yeah, you know, but it was one of those. If I'd done that, they'd really thought I was a betrayer. You know, it come really start coming at me. Am I going to be exiled here and voted off within the next 2 rolls? But replayability, I would definitely play this again. I would definitely recommend this game. So I'm going to go with a 10 on that.
Yeah, so
Really liked it.
that meets our 4 criteria that we've gone over. So we're going to have to go to the back computer to figure out what those scores average out to be and put it up. Any final thoughts?
Very fun game, exciting game. Yeah, I'm sure we will play this again.
Obviously my favorite.
I
Can't
have
tell.
one request from the person that makes this game, and that is the box. With this many things in the box, if we could just change the insert so you have a little, I like it, little spaces for everything. Now, it was a big plus given there's a lot of extra bags. But, you know, there's like only
Yeah, the
2
insert's pretty plain.
Oh,
2 sections here to put everything in. I like sections for everything. A little minor complaint with for people like me, the OCD people. But the bags are nice. I like the bags.
I think overall, very high rating from the board game back here.
And we'll probably be playing it again and again and again.
In costume every time.
No, no, never again.
I didn't think it was that bad.
I can tell next year's Halloween episode, though, I'm going to wear something like
no mask.
like James Bond. You know, wear like a tie. That's it.
And you guys don't understand. I gotta wear this all the time. Ugh.
All right.
Thanks for watching.
See you next time.
Seriously?
Hey.
They can't hear us?
I just wanted to play.
I guess we're not going to play.